Today, a topic of discussion is on digital products and online frauds, a journey from vulnerable to impenetrable. While we were selecting this topic of discussions, we had several other trending topics to be considered. Like AI was there, then we had Chat GPT, CBDC, inflation, embedded finance, and few more. We were told that a topic like online fraud is not that fashionable. Why don't you select a topic which is attracting a lot of media attention, or a topic which is chasing a lot of VCP money? However, we had a very different view on this. What we saw is that today, most of our activities are being done online. And what are we thinking while doing the online products or a digital platform? We are escaping unwanted messages. We are avoiding unwanted calls. We are worried about misuse of our online entity. uh, every time we log in into a bank's website, we are worried whether it's a correct website or not. If we go to the ATM and try to withdraw the cash, we are worried whether our card will get cloned if there is some equipment which is being fitted there, which can just take away all the credentials. If we get a friend request, we are worried whether it is a honey trap. And when we get any delivery of any courier which is coming in and he asks for a OTP, we are worried whether it is a request money kind of OTP. And there are several other concerns which keep coming to us every day. So undoubtedly, the topic of discussion today, that a journey from vulnerable to impenetrable for digital products and online fraud, is a right topic. And the very we have today a very powerful panel. The people who have built industries, who have given several policy level guidelines to the entire BFSI industry, and their views would be very, very valuable to us. In fact, I would say that this topic should be discussed in each and every forum globally, to make the digital transactions safe. Now, today, the questions that we are going to ask are the questions that were discussed in the FIAX community. Mr. Sambamurthy, there is a concern which was raised related to digital frauds from the MSME end. What MSME founders said was that one of the ways they secure their transaction is by using digital signatures. So when a DSC is being used, they do not get a history of transactions as to where all this DSC is being used. Now, whereas if I go onto my bank account, or if I withdraw, I use internet banking to transfer money, I go to the ATM to withdraw money, all that comes in the account statement. So when the digital signature, why is this history of transaction is not coming in? And one of the reasons why this came in the community was, while there is a lot of many people didn't agree, but then the reality is that today the MSME founders keep the digital signature with their secretary, or they keep the digital signature with the CFO or a chartered accountant, because it is not possible for them to be on the laptop and do GSTR returns and all that. So the best thing they can mitigate such risk is by having history of transactions where all the DSCs has been used. So what is your view, Mr. Sambamurthy, on this?
Let me probably do a guesswork do for this. So I think add to what my earlier Mr. Suresh and Mr. Rao said regarding, you wanted, the CEO should mention in the annual report, we have reduced the fraud from so and so to so and so percentage. If I were CEO, I would say I have zero tolerance for fraud. Nil, nil, nil. I'm sure any CEO worth his while would never tell his rank and file, saying that I will tolerate this thing. All CEOs, I think, I'm sure that both of them would agree. Zero tolerance. So I don't think we should have that language, right? So far as stats are concerned, you have seen RBI annual report, they're giving in great detail, right? So even maybe banks should be asked. And then if you want to force the banks to settle early, say that, all disputed payments and all, you make a provision, you take a debit to P&L, then you will be forced to settle. Right? Today, fraud takes place in credit. RBI is telling, you make full provision. Even though it looks very harsh, That means indirectly they're sending a signal, you first resolve this issue, right? I think that's where I think some kind of speed would come ultimately. So coming to this, your digital signatures and even the complaint lodging, I don't know how many of us are aware, the UPI and the app itself, we can make a complaint. You don't have to go anywhere. In fact, after the completion of the transaction, you've got four options, right? Whether it is a fraud, whether it is a double payment, or there is also an omnibus clause, any other issue relating to payment. So maybe in APS, we need to make it much more easier because most of them are not very literate. They're not financially literate. They're not even digitally literate. That's the problem. And they're not accounting literate as well.
Exactly.
I've seen myself when we started this 15 years ago when we were in Corporation Bank. I think I'm sure that Ross Bank also have started and all. The huge problem. And today these voice-enabled QR code machines, we installed 15 years ago because these guys, who deposit 50, 60 rupees, they don't know how much is deposited at all, how much he has written there and all that. But having said that, let me tell you, today, the small guys have more faith in digital system, digital payment system. I mean, that's my guess when I talk to these guys. Then say, man, it's all digital and all, don't worry, bank is there and all that, right? So I think let us not dent it by little blowing it up. I'm not telling it needs to be resolved. Best way is to say that, no, within 7 days, if you're not paying, you have to pay if you're not able to resolve it. And if you are rejecting it, you should record the reasons why you're rejecting. I think that, and it's not a big hit for the banks and all that. They will also gain because the trust and all that. Second problem is who is responsible and all that. See, KYC, it's not a regulatory compliance. To me, it's a business governance. Today, some of these banks, well-run banks, they ask for more details even than what regulator asks for. I think this message should go as a business governance issue, not a KYC issue. That's my sense, I think. And then all these guys, the customer service guys, should have KPIs for resolving these frauds, especially small ones. Let there be key performance indicators for these guys, not saying without any of these things. Now, coming to your question, DSC, digital signature. So, I think could be some operational issues, technical issues. So, who issues a digital certificate? Not the banks, right? There are a lot of agencies authorized by them. I'm not sure whether these agencies will keep track of who is using it for what, right? This is again an identity question. Today, Aadhaar, we use Aadhaar, right, for identity management. But Aadhaar system doesn't know where we've used, whether I've given it in the hotel or I've given it at the airport or I've given it for booking ticket, right? And I'm sure today, supposing for our driving license, they give you a license, right? But he doesn't give you where all we have gone, right? Even the accidents that take place because they're all captured in the CCTV, not in the RTO, but it's only the data goes to him. I think operationally it will be a challenge. Operationally it will be a challenge. But in any case, if there is a dispute, you can always, ask as an evidence. But I don't think it will be possible for somebody to say that. Then that is why Aadhaar succeeded, because they said we are not going to keep track what for a use. We are not going to store any data and all. And I don't know how many disputes are there. It needs to be resolved in some different way.